Welcome back to the channel. Today in the shop, 2011 Cadillac CTS with the 3-liter. Customer's concern is the charging roller is not working. He was bringing it here for another issue, and on the way here, the battery light popped on. The display said service charging system, so that is now the #1 priority that we are going after. So let's get in there, do a full system scan. I'm sure we'll see a lot of low voltage codes in, I don't know, every module. So we'll see, if there's any, alternator codes or anything like that. So let's get after it. All right, did a full system scan on it. Bring it closer, you can kind of see hopefully what's going on. So out of the 10 modules it ran, all but one has a fault code in it. Scroll down, engine control module, system voltage low. Here we go, a P0621 generator L terminal circuit. So that's a clue. System low voltage, up and down shift switch circuit. Voltage range low voltage, low voltage. So we're going to focus on this P0621 code. We'll go into some live data, see if we can't find anything to do with the generator L terminal circuit. So let's go into live data. Okay, went into the ECM. There is no charging PIDs on the ECM, so body control module. Charging information right here. However, it doesn't give you very much. Battery voltage, I do have the charger on the battery. No generator L circuit terminal or anything to do with that. I did put a ohm meter on the battery with it running. It certainly is not charging. So now we'll go look up the code, the criteria to set the code, figure out a wiring diagram, and go from there. Okay, here is the original schematic. This is not redrawn. Here's your generator, alternator. Looks like it's going to be a 2-pin connector. The L terminal says it's red, the F is gray, and then you're going to have your big red wire going back to the battery. So 2-pin connector on this alternator. Let's go to see what sets this code. BTC P0621. Circuit system description. The engine control module uses the generator turn-on control circuit to control the load of the generator. A high side driver in the ECM applies a voltage to the voltage regulator. This controls the voltage regulator to turn the field circuit on and off. The ECM monitors the state of the generator turn-on control circuit. The ECM should detect low voltage on generator turn-on control circuit when the ignition is on and the engine is off, or when the charging system malfunctions. With the engine running, the ECM should detect high voltage on the generator turn-on control circuit. Okay, so clearly there is a fault in the charging system. That is what we're going after. So it should have low voltage with the key on, engine off. Conditions for setting the DTC during the ignition on test. The ECM detects voltage on the generator turn-on control circuit for 5 seconds. During the run test, which is the engine running, the ECM detects low voltage on the generator. So up here, the ECM should have high voltage on the generator when it's running. Okay. So we know it's a 2-pin connector, or 2-wire connector. Now if we go to operation again, through the generator turn-on circuit, So both signals are pulse width modulated signals. On, off, on, off, on, off. Here's just a diagram of the duty cycle and what the output should be. Okay. So because we don't get much information as far as L circuit on the scanner to see what it's doing, I want to hook a scope up to these two wires and see what we get for voltage, key on, engine running, and see if we can make this work, see what's going on with it. We know the ECM applies the voltage to the regulator, so that's a concern. And it looks like this is going to be obviously your F terminal, your field duty. So this is reporting back to the ECM, which then the ECM takes that information and reports it to the body control module. That is why there's no charging PIDs on the ECM in live data, but you go to BCM and you'll have some things. There's not a whole lot in there, but so let's hook up a scope to these two wires and see what we got going on with them. All right, got the Pico scope 2204A hooked up. The alternator is down here at the bottom. And to see the plug down there, I've got it back probe. One thing I want to say is that the L terminal wire is not red, it's orange. I looked at both the redrawn and the original schematic. Both said red, but it appears that it's orange. So let's go back to the computer. So channel A is the blue line. That is going to be the L terminal. Channel B is the red line. That's going to be the field duty cycle back to the ECM. So we're going to roll the scope, start it up, and see what it does. All right, so we do have some activity on the field duty cycle going back to the ECM. So, okay. Got nothing or very little. Let's check the voltage on the blue wire, which is the L terminal. Yeah, next to nothing pretty much. So now what I want to do is unhook the terminal, the alternator connector, and then rerun this test. We probably won't get any duty cycle out of it, but if the computer is capable of putting out the voltage to it, we might see something on the blue line, because it did say that a charging malfunction, it'll see low voltage on the L terminal. So let me go ahead and unplug it and we'll rerun the test. Okay, I've got the alternator connector unplugged. We're going to run the scope again, start it up, and see what we get. There we go. Nothing on the field duty cycle wire, as I assumed, because it's unplugged. But look, we do have almost about 5 volts on the L terminal wire. So that tells me the computer is capable of sending out that voltage. And the wiring from the computer to the connector is good. So let me shut this down. There you go. I'm calling it a bad alternator. Something inside that alternator is causing a fault, which is then making the computer send no voltage to the alternator. Clearly it's capable of sending the voltage. You unplug it. That tells me the computer's capable of doing it. The wires are good. So I'm going to call it an alternator. Maybe for bonus footage or something like that, we'll show you the scope once I get the new alternator in there. And I'll show you what it should look like on the scope. So thanks for watching. If the video helped, if you liked it, please comment, like, subscribe. Help get it out to everybody. So appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. So, new alternators on. Everything's good to go, plugged in. Let's take a look. You see it right there? It is. Brand new Delco alternator. So I've got the meter hooked up in the back to the battery. Volts. There we go. Put you on the stand and we'll fire it up and see the results. There we go. Gonna roll the scope, start it up. Bingo, bango. Commands at about 5 volts. The return is about 10 volts. So let's go take a look at the meter, see what it's reading. $14.75. Well, there you go. There's the final product. Replace, showed you the fix. So again, if you liked it, if it helped out, subscribe, comment, hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.